boy TD, and I'm back again with another video from Fantasy Good Sports, guys. And today's live is going to be on Johan Dotson versus Terry McLaurin. And guys, I'm on the road. I'm on my way to work, so if the video gets choppy, I apologize. So I'm gonna do the best as I can. And if you have any questions, I will try to get to them if I can. But make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. So let's start. I'm gonna start with Terry McLaurin, guys. Terry McLaurin, coming out of high school, was the underdog. He was the guy that he played around a bunch of alpha guys, and he wasn't getting his respect. And so he started work. He started going to the gym, doing extra stuff to work on his game. And so when he went to a Ohio State workout, they wasn't really checking for him. And I think the coaches told him, "So listen, man. I mean, you good, but I don't know. This is like his junior season. It was like you're just not really an Ohio State type wide receiver." So he worked hard on his game going into his senior season, guys. And after his senior season, he became really good wide receiver. And he went to a camp again, and they was like, "You know what? You got a lot better, man. You better than some of the guys that we thought was ranked higher than you. So we're gonna give you a scholarship." So Terry got in on the last array, like they gave him a scholarship, one of the last scholarships that they had, and he came in as a lower tier guy. Well, he kept working on his game, and then he had all these alpha wide receivers that's at Ohio State, right? We know all these guys like Garrett Wilson, Devontae. What's that? That was the guy that was it Dante Smith, the guy that was drafted by the Jets a couple years ago. I mean, they had a lot of guys around him they thought was better. And Terry kept working and kept working. Now, his senior season for Ohio State, he got on the field and played really good. Well, again, he wasn't like the alpha guys to get drafted early for Ohio State. But he ended up coming in. He ended up getting like a workout for pro days and stuff like that. He did okay at the combine, had a really good, nice 40, and came in as a fourth round pick for the Washington Commanders and started booming immediately. I mean, booming immediately with bad quarterbacks. And we was like, "Oh my God, who is this Terry McLaurin guy?" So that tells you what work ethic does. So Terry McLaurin was a extremely work ethic, got himself up to an elite level guy. Now listen, they went and drafted other wide receivers like Johan Dotson. I believe that Johan Dotson is better than Terry McLaurin. And that don't mean Terry McLaurin is not an elite guy, but he's not Johan Dotson. Now, if I was you, if I was in Dynasty, I would trade Terry McLaurin and go get something like a better wide receiver, and target Johan Dotson. Johan Dotson is about to have a breakout season. If you watch the games last year in Washington, you could tell that they was moving from Terry McLaurin being the alpha guy to Johan Dotson. Johan Dotson was getting all the goal line targets for touchdowns. And I was like, what's going on? Now, was it just Carson Wentz cherry picking Johan Dotson? It could have been. But even when I seen Sam Howell play and other backs play, they was targeting Johan Dotson as the main guy. So, guys, this live is not going to be long, but I just want y'all to know, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel on the way in, guys. I just want to let you know that Johan Dotson is going to have a big-time breakout season this year. He's not a tall guy, but his route running and his separation is elite. If you go to PFF and look at his separation on his routes, it's elite. So I believe Carson Wentz felt more comfortable with targeting Johan Dotson than he did Terry McLaurin. Now, Terry McLaurin was good. He still can get open, but it's not the way that Johan Dotson is doing it. So this is just my prediction, or this is what I would do if I was the Washington Commanders general manager. I would go to Baltimore and I would say, listen, I would trade you Terry McLaurin and you give me Lamar Jackson. I believe Johan Dotson is that good. Guys, last year I remember the first 4 games, he was killing it. I'm talking about jump balls that was throwing it. He was going across the middle, jumping up, snagging balls. It's just he's just a little bit more talented than Terry, and that's okay. Terry is not a bad wide receiver. I just think Johan Dotson is an elite guy. He could be a top 12. I think he is the top 12 wide receiver in fantasy football this year because of his separation on his routes. That's why I believe that's what sold Eric Bieniemy. They was like, Sarah, say, look, Eric, this is this is what you got here. You got Antonio Gibson, which that's another upper echelon type of hybrid guy that I really like. I've been on him for years. Johan Dotson. And if we keep Terry, we got Terry McLaurin. We got Logan Thomas coming off a knee injury. That's a pretty good tight end. He's a good athlete. We got Brian Robinson. That's a bell cow that we can get about 20 times and take some of the workload off Gibson and get him out in space. So I also think they sold him on like we might go target Lamar Jackson. Why would he choose to go there? I mean, maybe did he have to leave Kansas City? I don't know. I don't know the politics in that. I don't think he had to leave Kansas City, but I think when he looked at those weapons, he's like, okay, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna draw up some of them Andy Reid plays for these guys. You see what Mecole Hardman was? I might be to do that with Curtis Samuel. Curtis, so some courtesy, Curtis. So that all those Washington is a sneaky team. I'm gonna tell y'all something about the NFC East. The NFC East is one of the top divisions in football. We very, very sneaky. I don't see a bad team in the NFC East. I'm sorry, I don't. Washington, listen, I don't know what Sam Howell is going to be. Sam Howell could be a good quarterback, but I would still go after Lamar if I could. The New York Giants, Daniel Jones, Brian Daboll, they're growing. You know what Philly is. You know what Dallas is. So this is one of the best divisions in football. But again, getting back on topic, back to Johan. Johan, guys, I'm telling you, his separation on his routes is impeccable. I seen it even coming out of the draft when he was at Penn State. I'm like, wow, this guy was killing at Penn State. He was getting hyper targeted. He was getting hyper targeted. Let me see. And guys, Terry, like I said, trade Terry McLaurin if you got him on your dynasty teams. Trade him. He I think this is going to be a Johan Dotson team. I think it's going to be a lot of mouths to feed. I don't think you're going to get the value out of Terry McLaurin that you want, maybe that you paid for. So now it's time to sell the stock. Go get you something nice for him. Go get you a D-Hop. So, guys, I'm not going to hold you up on this live. I just wanted to tell y'all that Johan Dotson is going to be a great wide receiver in 2023. He's one of my breakout wide receivers for this year. You go look at his PFF grades, they through the roof when he's on the field. If he wouldn't have got hurt, he would have finished as a top 12 guy. And then when he came back, they started targeting him again, moving the offense around him, even when Carson Wentz wasn't out there. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. Peace.